Obviously, it's a great honor. It really can't even be spoken about. There's only two numbers up there on the scoreboard: Coach Hill and Jeff Torborg, and to be in even the thought of those names and me, it's hard to really fathom. They're going to retire my number and put it on the outfield fence, and I feel funny because without my teammates or my coaches, there's no chance that would have happened. If I would have went somewhere else, who knows what would have happened to me? There's no guarantees. So the best part of it is the team part of it, and obviously winning and losing is the most important thing. You'd probably like to hear me say I like hitting, or I like this or this part of the game, and I liked all the parts of the games, whichever I was working on, but mostly it was the competition, and you have a chance to win. There's really nothing like winning.
When I was a freshman at Rutgers, I was a left fielder, and I didn't know everyone yet. And Coach Hill called everybody Moose. Mm-hmm. He was Moose. Everybody was Moose.
Yes.
And guys all know that.
Yep.
So they were calling me Moose, and I wasn't sure who I was, And I was in left field, and I didn't back up a base, and he was screaming at me from the dugout. Screaming at me to get back up, and I didn't know to back up the base. And I looked at our center fielder, who was a Tom's River kid named Sean Kaufman. He was a junior, and he looked at me, and he didn't know who I was yet, but he just said, "Hey, Beefer, on that play you got to back up third base." And I looked at him, and I wasn't really sure who he was. Mm-hmm. I was just learning everybody, and I said, "I guess that's my name. That's who I am." And so everybody started calling me that, and I liked it because everyone called each other Moose and everything, and I never knew when they were talking to me. And they said, Beef, and I said, okay, that's me. And the kicker to the story is, when I left to go play for the Braves for 3 years, nobody called me that for 3 years. And I came back to Rutgers, and there was one player left that was there when I was there. Mm-hmm. And he saw me, and he said, his name was Dave Hornaday, pitcher, left-handed pitcher. And he said to me, hey, Beef, how you doing? And everybody, because I was going to be a coach, and everybody was there was like, that's his name, Beef. And it just started up again, and it went on to now.
If I didn't get hit in the eye with the ball and lose my vision, I would never gone back to Rutgers and been a coach for 20-some, whatever, how many years I did it. Coach Hill let me be myself, and and then obviously when things happen, I'd ask him questions, how to handle things, and it just went on little by little. I grew. I went from my early 20s to late 20s to 30s and 40s, and just kept going. New Jersey baseball is you can always hear we're tougher here. Well, we really had it. We had to be tough. You wanted somebody on a Southern team and stick them out in the parking lot at Rutgers and do that 5 times a week, preparing for your season, and see what they do. Now, let's face it, they're probably going to quit, many of them. But we don't know any other way. You can't play on the field if there's a pile of snow and it's sideways wind and rain and everything else going on out there. Of course, nowadays, we at Rutgers, we're fortunate enough to have the Fred Hill facility, so we're able to get inside and do a little work inside. In New Jersey, if you go down onto the field, and I'm sure they're still doing it to this day. There's days it's 39 degrees, and you have to get outside to get your work in. So you got to be a little tougher, because you can't say I didn't get a hit or I didn't hit well because it was cold. It's not an excuse. There's really nothing you can do about it. The Coach Hill would always say, if there's a game, if we're going to play in this weather, we might as well practice in it. It seemed to work out pretty well.